I am Annie Simpson, Secretary of this church's governing board at the Unitarian Universalist Church in Reston. Whether you are on Zoom or here in the church sanctuary, we are so glad that you're with us this morning. No matter how old or how young, whether you are on your spiritual journey way, or if you are not yet sure where you're going, however you identify and whomever you love, know that you are welcome in this community. I have several announcements to share with you this morning, and I'm going to hold this up so I can get your sympathy. So, bear in. This is, and a lot of them are really interesting, so please. First one is about today. The Old Testament is being discussed downstairs 15 minutes after the service. So you can get your coffee and go on downstairs. We will be holding a memorial service for Glenn Downing on Saturday, November 16th at 4 p.m., right here in this sanctuary, and all are invited to attend and celebrate his life. Reverend Aileen will hold an open space is what she calls it. That's our help with you, for you after the election. So next week on Wednesday, it will be held on November 6th from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And then on Thursday, November 7th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. This is for anyone who would like to have a place to process Tuesday's election, no matter how it goes. There's no need to RSVP. It will be very informal. There will be a Zoom link for Thursday night for those who would also want to participate remotely. All families with children in preschool through 12th grade and anyone volunteering or interested in volunteering in programs for children or for teens are asked to attend a lunch downstairs after this service. So we've got a lot going on here today. On Wednesday, November 6th at 7 p.m., the Green Sanctuary will meet on Zoom to discuss ecological issues at UUCR. We encourage those interested in environmental, social, or climate justice to join Green Sanctuary. If you have any questions, please contact Susan Forth. There will be a hypothermia prevention program orientation meeting on Tuesday, November 12th at 7 p.m. in the boardroom and on Zoom. For several years, UUCR has provided meals one night each week during winter months for about 40 adults who spend the night at the North County Human Services Building in Reston. This meeting will provide an overview of the UU Reston effort to provide hot meals during winter months and information about how to volunteer to assist in this program. People who have done this before are also requested to attend because some of the rules have changed. So please mark your calendars for November 12th at 7 p.m. Okay, let's see. If you're a visitor or new or newish to the congregation, you can also join coffee with a minister in the boardroom immediately after service to learn more about Unitarian Universalism and this congregation in particular. So that's 3 things. Don't go home soon after church. It's 3 things you can do today. Please submit your announcements for next week's e-blast to Harry by Tuesday. Keep it brief, no more than 100 words. Please, no more than 100 words. Feel free to send along a picture or a logo and let us know how long you would like your announcement to run. If you have any questions, just let Harry know. Okay, now here's the fun one, this one. Please, show of hand. This is voting season, right? Show of hands. Who is planning on joining us for Under the Stars, the auction, this coming Saturday? Wonderful, and I'd like more hands to go up. It starts at 6 p.m. right here. So who has gotten their donations into the website? Show of hands. Okay, a little bit less, but close. We need all donations to be submitted online by Thursday. Please help make this annual fundraiser a success by donating, attending, bidding on your favorite items, services, and events. Tiffany will be glad to answer your questions after service from the foyer. Tiffany, stand up. look for this nicely. And thank you for doing this. Okay, now I think I can keep going. I think that's all. My apologies if I missed one or two announcements. So, take a deep breath. Let us center ourselves for worship. Please take some really calming breaths. I know I need them this season. Let us enter our time of worship together as we enjoy this morning's prelude, the bell ringers.
Well, that was beautiful. Good morning and welcome. I am Reverend Aileen Fitzke, and it is my honor to serve this congregation as its minister. Our opening words this morning are by the Reverend Joan Javier Duval. Here is where you can lay down. Lay down all that you have carried, the weight of the world that has rounded your back, leaving you aching and exhausted. Here is where healing begins, where burdens are set down, and alongside one another's, their magnitude does not have to seem as great. Here is where the door is thrown open, and the light can lift away the shadows, and what was hidden can now be seen. Here is where you can rest, where nothing is expected, but that you bring all of who you are into the presence of the holy and of this loving community. Let us worship together.
Our opening hymn is number 340, Though Gathered Here to Celebrate. So please rise as you are willing or able and join us.
Good morning. I'm Lesley Tyson, your worship host for today. And our chalice lighting words come from Maureen Killoran. Welcome you who come in need of healing. You who are confused and have been betrayed. Welcome with your problems and your pain. Welcome to your joys and your wonderings. Welcome your need to hope, your longing for assurance. Instead of answers, here may you find safety for your questions. Instead of promises, may you find community for your struggles. People with hands and hearts to join you in engaging the challenges and changes of our day.
Here at UUCR, we have a beloved tradition of singing our covenant together every Sunday morning. Love is the spirit of this church. So we invite you to remain seated while we sing our covenant. And if you are a visitor this morning for the first time, we hope that you will accept this song as a blessing to you.
Good morning. Now is the time for all ages, so if anyone is feeling young of body or young of spirit, or if you would like to just come closer, we have some room up here. And welcome, welcome. This is inspired by an article by Christopher Willard on a Mindful website and by a book by Hilary McBride called The Practices of Embodied Living. I have a magic wand that will help us if we're feeling stressed or anxious. Anyone feeling like you need this today? Some of us, yes. So I'm wondering, what do you see in this wand? Glitter, stars. There's some moons also. Probably water, maybe oil, yes. And these stars, yeah, there's a lot there. But the moons and stars are a little bit like, they remind us of space, and they also remind us of our thoughts and feelings that sometimes swirl around. And I wonder, what might make your thoughts and feelings swirl? Maybe getting a bad grade in school, making a new friend, or hearing, yes, do you have something?
For me, a chicken would be a good friend.
Oh, okay. They have all kinds of friends, and maybe hearing adults talking about things that worry them on the news. Those all can make our thoughts and feelings swirl. And as I swirl and move the wand around, it's kind of hard to see those stars and moons, isn't it? But then, when I slow it down, I can kind of see them a little bit better. And that's like our feelings and thoughts. When we slow down, we may be able to recognize and manage them better. If we concentrate on our breathing in and out, or how the different parts of our body feels, this can slow us down so we can recognize what's happening and manage it. And I'm going to invite everyone here to join me in trying something. So get comfortable where you are, here or online. And are you ready? Yes? So first, tense up your body. Squeeze all your muscles as tight as you can as you breathe in all the air, filling up your lungs as far as you can. And then take another breath. And as you relax your body, let out all that air. And when you do that, you can sigh aloud, like, ah. Okay. Then wiggle your body. Wiggle every part of your body. And then let's repeat that. Take in all the air you can and tense up your muscles. Take in another breath and let it go and relax. And then wiggle your body. And I hear people just getting started, and I think we all need it this week. So let's do that one more time. Breathe in, taking in all the air you can as you tighten up your muscles. One more breath. Then let it out, relax and sigh. And then wiggle your body. And let's finish by giving yourselves a really big, good hug. And remember that you are safe, you are loved, and you are enough just the way you are right now. Now, take a moment to feel your body. Feel how the top of your head feels, your shoulders, your arms all the way down to your fingers, your body all the way down to the toes. I hope you're feeling more relaxed, and when things stress you or make you anxious, I hope you'll remember this and try it again. So, we will be continuing activities like this in religious education, and any children or teens who would like to join them are welcome to. We'll now sing them out with Go With Joy.
Now is the time in our service when we share our joys and concerns, so that no one ever has to hold them alone. If you are joining us remotely this morning, you may wish to light a real or virtual candle wherever you are to mark what is in your heart. As members of the in-person congregation, place stones in the bowl here in the sanctuary. If those of you at home would like to share what is on your heart in the congregational chat on the screen, please write to all attendees. And please remember that what you share will be public. Those at home may then read their joys and sorrows, share it in the chat, and enter into their own time of reflection and prayer as we in the sanctuary come forward and put our stones in the water. Let us be one in prayer and meditation. Spirit of life and love that so faithfully animates our creation, we are grateful for this community that is with us in times of both joy and sorrow. We hold in our hearts this morning all who are facing any hardship or difficulty, those who are grieving or facing illness or disability in themselves, their friends, or their loved ones. In particular this morning, we hold in our hearts and prayers all the hopes, dreams, fears around this election. For the country, we light this candle. Let us take a moment of silence.
Unlike many of our neighboring congregations, neighboring faiths, this congregation and all of UUs in the United States, we are our community, and our community is us. We depend on you for our very existence. So we depend on your generosity in order to fund our daily operations and to ensure that the church and its resources are here for us and for others, now and into the future. Pledges support our worship and music programs, our religious education program, programs for members and friends, community outreach, and connections to Unitarian Universalism. We now invite you to support the work of UU Reston by making your donation to the collection plate if you are here in the sanctuary, or at the link on the side in the chat box if you're on Zoom. Thank you for your generosity and support of our beloved spiritual home.
May I be filled
Wasn't that beautiful? I have found myself over the last several weeks beginning the process of nesting. I did not realize I was doing this, and I definitely did not consciously realize I was doing this. I've been feeling a lot of anxiety, as I know many of you have also, about the election. The uncertainty about the outcome and the uncertainty of what will happen no matter what the outcome has caused me to wake up in panic attacks, especially when I think of the possibility of the worst case scenario of the loss of democracy. I've written postcards, my interfaith clergy group got together in an act of solidarity and planted a tree of democracy in a park in Herndon and created an election video for our congregations, which is coming out this week. These small acts are just ways of trying to put the anxiety at bay. And so is the nesting. I realized as I was in the midst of it that it was a place to put my anxiety. I cleaned out my entire backyard shed, redecorated my sunroom, and now that it is almost done, I realized without noticing it that I had created a nurturing space for myself with comfortable chairs and lots of plants. I ended up planting lavender and chamomile that have calming effects on the body, and some of my favorite books. I had made order out of chaos, taking control of the one thing that I could. The movement, the burst of creativity was soothing, was healing, as if something deep inside me knew I needed this. This past week, Reverend Laura Solomon, a colleague of mine, put out a little book called Calming, Reflecting, and Regulating, a guide for our spiritual selves and our nervous systems leading up to the 2024 election. In it, she offers both practices for mind and body, movement, poetry, questions for reflection, music, ways to manage fear and anxiety as the election approaches. One set of exercises for each day of the 7 days leading up to the election. She knows that calming anxiety is a whole body process. I think we're going to have the link to that document in the email, in the e-blast this week. It's really good. To heal literally means to be made whole. And yet, as a society, we sometimes do not allow the wholeness to happen. We live in a fragmented society in which we fail to see the interconnectedness of everything, including the interconnection in our own personal wholes. We do this mind-body split that makes us see our own selves as fragmented, valuing our thoughts above and beyond our bodily feelings, physical and emotional. We are taught very early on that some emotions are bad, that feelings have nothing to tell us, that we can intellectualize everything in a rational way, that our bodies are superfluous to the way we understand the world. I once had someone tell me that humans will not be truly human until we can divest ourselves of the meat part of our being, that is, our physical bodies, and fully become just our minds by downloading our thoughts into a computer. This is taking the mind-body split to its extreme and to not really understanding how humans and most other beings process the world through our bodies. We are not just our brains. The enshrining of Descartes' "I think, therefore I am" as the essence of being human has crippled us into believing that all the things we feel and experience through our bodies, including pain, are distracting at best and not useful at all at worst. We cease to understand that it is through what are called our core emotions and the bodily sensations that they elicit They are the ways we navigate and respond to the world around us. Anger, excitement, sadness, disgust, joy, fear, sexual excitement, writes Hilary McBride in her book, The Wisdom of Your Body, the one who she developed the exercise we did in the Time for All Ages. Emotions influences our sense of self much more than our thinking does. That's because the mental structures that process emotions are deeper in the brain than our thinking structures. Because emotions are so central to our survival, they are meant to take over or hijack our thinking brain when we are in situations that threaten our survival or that are deeply meaningful to us. Take, for example, a life-threatening situation in which our emotional responses are absolutely essential. If we are out hiking and we see a wild animal, we do not automatically think, well, what are all the most logical ways in which to process this situation? What are all our options? No, our bodies automatically prepare us for fight or flight, depending on the exact nature of the situation. Our bodies will, without our intellectual consent, make us pass out, freeze, in order to feign death, if that's what the situation calls for. And there's nothing we can intellectually do about that because we are hardwired for survival. And depending on culture and socialization, we are often taught that certain emotions are bad, and so we suppress them, including excitement and joy. We develop defenses against emotions we are not prepared to deal with or are not trained to deal with or are taught that are bad for us. And so we learn to ignore sensations in our bodies that help us respond to dangerous or even pleasurable situations. And if we cannot feel or respond to our own emotions properly, we can also fail to respond or respond inadequately to the emotions of others. We can also try and make someone else's feelings go away or dismiss them to avoid feeling the emotions that they elicit in us. This inability to feel, to understand how our feelings work, also prevents us from noticing when our emotions are being manipulated by those who would keep us fearful all the time, keep our bodies in high alert even when there is no real danger, or create an enemy where none exists. This avoidance of feeling also keeps us disconnected from our relationship to the natural, more than human world. To be whole, writes Philip Shepard, expert on embodiment, in his book, Radical Wholeness. My wholeness is sustained by the interplay among my cells and by the microbes in my body and on my skin, and by the oxygen breathed in from the trees and the warmth provided by the sun. I am located in my being by the daylight filtered through my window, by the breeze rustling the leaves outside, and by the stars at night penetrating my soul. My wholeness is inseparable from my relationship with friends, family, and community. My wholeness is dependent on all the transactions in which I participate, consciously or otherwise. It is inseparable from all my relations, the phrase with which the North American First Nations recognize their kinship with the whole of the natural world. We can learn to be in our bodies in healthy ways that promote wholeness, because many of us are rarely in situations that require a true fight, flight, or freeze response. We may be in situations in which the stories we tell ourselves about ourselves and our deepest beliefs may be challenged. It is funny, but we do not necessarily think of our beliefs or stories being challenged as a dangerous situation. But challenges to our deepest held beliefs and stories elicit the same physiological response in our bodies as someone physically attacking us. That is why presenting someone with a series of facts rarely changes their minds. If those facts do not agree with their story of the way things are, they can be experienced physiologically as a physical attack. And so the person will fight you verbally or physically to prevent you from those facts from penetrating. Someone left an anonymous critique of something in one of my services. I hate anonymous feedback because it is almost never helpful because I can't respond if I don't know who left it. There is no way for meaningful dialogue to occur. But I looked at the critique and my first thought was, how dare they? But when I looked again and asked myself, is it true? And I realized it was. And I thought, I'm sorry they didn't leave their name. I would have liked to have a conversation. And again, one morning last week, someone sent an email about something that was not what I expected. I knew I had to remedy the situation, but I also knew that if I answered right away, I may not have sent back the most compassionate response. So I waited 3 hours, processed my feelings, and sent back what I thought was a compassionate response that conveyed what I actually wanted. And the person wrote back almost immediately and agreed with me. If we learn to listen to our bodies and allow ourselves to feel what we are feeling, we can understand what they are trying to tell us. In The Wisdom of Your Body, McBride tells us, regardless of why, we weren't supported to stay with our emotions. We failed to learn that emotions rise and then eventually fall, and that we will eventually be on the other side of the feeling at some point. As a result, we need to learn with supportive connection that it's safe to feel and how to do it. Without the ability to move all the way through an emotion, we can't get to what's on the other side. Rest, presence, calm, connection, playfulness, and curiosity. To heal is to become whole. We hold in our bodies so much knowledge about our internal processes, our fears, our hopes, our joy. My massive cleaning and redecorating frenzy was a way of working through an anxiety that was coursing through me. I had to work through it to get to a place of calmness and curiosity. We may have to process many emotions in the coming days. It is okay. Notice them, feel them fully. Let them ebb and flow through you. Get to the place of calmness and curiosity. It is from there that you can respond in meaningful and constructive ways. And then you can heal yourself, heal each other, heal the world. Amen, and blessed be.
Our closing hymn is number 1002, Comfort Me. So please rise and body your spirit. Join us in singing. If my voice fails me, I know you will be there.
Comfort me.
Our benediction this morning is by the Reverend Scott Taylor. When the winds on your path begin to swirl, may you find your breath. May you remember and return to that still point inside that is always waiting to welcome you back home. And from that place of empowering peace, may you be an anchor of calm for those who need it as much as you do. Go in peace, go in love.
The chalice is now extinguished, but its light lives on in the minds and hearts and souls of each one of you. Carry that flame with you as you leave this place and share it with those you know, with those you love, and most especially this week with those you have yet to meet.
Love by Helen Yeomans. We sang this song a couple of weeks ago, and I thought it might be a good one to do again today. So please join in with us. The words are up here on the screen. service today, and we wish you a blessed and peaceful afternoon.